So all you're gonna do for this part, and I'm gonna erase this because I won't have enough room, okay? The domain then is gonna be -7, just 0, 3, 5, and 6. Okay, this is the domain. Okay, the range is well, the domain and range is a little bit different. So if you look at the range, see how I have 6, 6? You only write down the 6 one time. Okay, so we say 6. We skip the other one because it's already on the list. It's okay if it's like this. See how this one has a 6 and that one has a 6? These are totally separate. So you just can't have the 6 on the same. So you couldn't have 0, 0 up here. Okay? So you got 6, -7, 3, and 2. Okay, so the domain is the x's, the range is the y's. Okay, so if we look at 3, what is our domain? -5. What else? 2, 4. Okay, we don't write down that -5 multiple times. We only need to write it down once. Okay, and then the range. What's our range?
2, 7, 4, 5.
2, 7, 4, 5. Good. Does that make sense? Is anybody lost? Okay. Look at 5, the domain.
-7, 0, 1, 2, and 5.
1, 2, and 5. What does the domain cover? X's or Y's?
X's.
Domain is the X's. Okay, the range is the Y's. Okay, the range is going to be -4, 6, 4, 0. Okay, now, they still want you to do the domain and range for the ordered pairs. There's really no difference, but when you do ordered pairs, it goes X, comma, Y. Okay, so an ordered pair looks like this, X, comma, Y, which means that this is an X, this is an X, 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 and this is going to be a Y, 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 Y. Okay, so our domain is still, you just pick out all the X pieces. So -6, 0, 1, 2, and 6. Okay, you're going to pick out the first piece in every, set, I guess, of parentheses. Supposed to be D, R, D, O. Okay, so the range, what does range cover? X's or Y's? It covers the Y's, so it's going to be -5, my bad, -7, -2, 1, and -7. Do we write down the -7 another time? No. Okay, we only write it down once. Okay, same thing, we got D and R, and you can do it like this too. You can say domain, -7, the range is -5. You can do them piece by piece. Okay, -4, -3, -3, 1, 5, -6, and then I got a 5, that's already on this list, so I don't need to, and a 1, and that's on this list. Okay? What is the domain? X's or Y's? It's the X's. Okay, the range is what? The Y's. Okay, that's the big takeaway from today. Domain goes with X's, range goes with Y's. What is the domain for 11? Zero, 3, 6, 7. Good. What is the range?
7, 3, 0, 2, 7.
What's wrong with that?
Oh, there's 2 sevens.
Yeah, there's 2 sevens, okay? We don't put the 7s on there twice. Can I scroll?
Yeah.
Okay, the next section on here, this is representing relations all in one, okay? And there's a few more vocab words on here. So it says, what is the independent variable? What does it mean to be independent?
By yourself.
By yourself, okay? What about single, okay? What's dependent?
With somebody.
With somebody? Kinda. You need help, okay? So your parents on your taxes, they can claim you as a dependent. Why?
Like, feed us and-
They feed you, they clothe you, or whatever, okay? So you're technically, even if you're not, okay, you're dependent on them. Okay, I'll tell you right now, your parents can claim you on your taxes until you're like, I don't know. Yeah, something crazy.
That's great.
Okay, so, tough. Okay? Whereas independent, hopefully your parents are independent, no judgment if they're not, okay? I'm independent, okay, I have my own job, I make my own money, okay, it is what it is. Okay, but, I mean, that's not the case for everybody, but, okay, so, that's what we're talking about. So, you have to look at these, and you can see, this is the X line, okay, and that's the Y line, okay? So, what depends on the other? Okay, so we have boxes sold, money collected. Okay, so what depends on the other? The boxes sold is what? Is that dependent on the money collected, or is that independent? It's independent. Okay, so the independent variable, okay, and you could just put I and D. Okay, the independent variable is going to be boxes sold. The dependent variable is what?
Money collected.
Money collected. Okay. Would I have any money if I didn't sell any boxes? No. Okay. So I have to sell boxes in order to have money. Okay, and then they want you to describe what happens in the graph. Here's what I can tell you. The X, this part, is always going to increase because technically this is like 0, 1, 2, okay, and it goes all the way up to 10, whatever, okay, 100, whatever. So it's always going to be, the more boxes sold, what happens to the money?
The more money you get.
The more money you get. And we can look at this. If I sell one box, maybe it's $10. If I sell 10 boxes, maybe it's $100. So the more boxes sold, more money collected. Oh my goodness. Okay, typically the X is going to be increasing, okay, the more. It's the Y part, the side bar is going to be either less or more, okay? Okay, so the more boxes that are sold, the more money is collected. And does that make sense, honestly? Like it should, okay? The more boxes you sell, the more money you're going to have. Okay, that's just like, I don't want to say common sense, but Okay, let's look at the next one. Which one is independent, which one is dependent? Okay, time versus text messages sent. Which one is independent? Time is independent, okay? If your phone, if your phone bill starts on the 1st, right? The more time that passes, think about your phone. Do you send more or less text messages throughout the month? More, okay? On day 1, if you only have a balance of, let's say, way back when, you got like 500 text messages for the month, and that was it. So you used them sparingly. The more the month went on, okay, the more text messages that you sent. Okay, so time is going to be our independent variable. It's right there. Okay, so independent variable is going to be our time, and our dependent variable is going to be text. We'll just say text. Okay. Describe what happens in the graph. We already know that as x increases, okay, as time goes on, or as time, the more time that passes, what happens to our text messages? What's happening? It goes up, okay? So that's what you need to write. So you can say increases, more time, it doesn't matter. Say as time goes up, text goes up. Can I scroll?